content warning. I'm not going to be saying some very nice things about our friends over at Darrington Press, it seems, so please don't kill me. It's sad that I have to do that, right? Yeah. Critical Role fans. What's up, my fellow Ventura, Californian residents? It is I, the OGGM, taking a look out the window to check the trail of the fire. It doesn't seem to be getting any closer, but is still not under control. Yay, fire. It is the 11th day of December 2023, and the just-in-time for Halloween release of Candela Obscura, which came out on November 14th, has come and gone. Everybody who ordered their copies of Candela Obscura has received their copies by now, and the reviews are pouring in over the weekend, and so far the reviews are not good. Which begs the question, did Critical Role back the wrong horse this year? And I'm just going to say that from the very beginning, I felt they backed the wrong horse with Candela Obscura, and they should have focused either on Illuminated Worlds or Daggerheart, because now it just feels like they're spreading themselves too thin with 1, 2, 3 role-playing game that they're got coming out, plus everything they're doing with 5e. Yeah, plus the TV show, plus the second TV show, plus a video game. Are they spreading themselves too thin? Oh, yeah, a video game was just announced. I don't know if you knew that. Spoilers. Yeah, things are not looking good. Black Lodge Games asks if this is even an actual game. And our friend Indestructo Boy, of all people, referred to it as a role-playing game that hated itself. And during his review, asked that the Critical Role fans don't come after him for bad-mouthing this. In fact, pretty much the reviews are, well, the paid reviews, of course, are positive. Wow, this is such a great game, featuring a whole bunch of ideas we've already been seeing. But the reviews in the wild, not so great, because it's just a bunch of buzzwords, and it's just a bunch of ideas that were copied and pasted from Blades in the Dark, which is inspired by Powered by the Apocalypse, which goes back to years ago when I said, wow, Powered by the Apocalypse could be the next paradigm-breaking game. It could be the next GURPS. It could be the next Vampire the Masquerade. It could be the next Cyberpunk. It just needs that little something. And apparently the something it needed was time and Blades in the Dark, because look how many games are coming out that are basically cribbing the mechanics of Blades in the Dark / Candela Obscura. We've got, Illuminated Worlds, Candela Obscura, Blades in the Dark. We've got the new game from Matt Colville that uses 2d6. We've got the new game coming out from Archisolian that uses d6. All these games are just sort of milking the Blades in the Dark / Powered by the Apocalypse. So yeah, when we have to ask things like, is this even a game / why does this game hate itself so much? And this game, basically, according to 4 different reviewers, goes out of its way to tell you not to play it unless you play it a specific way. And if you don't play the game the specific way, you probably shouldn't play it in a genre that is already extremely niche. I mean, horror role-playing is niche, right? There's not a lot of people who want to play horror. And if they do, they're going to go for the big dogs. They're going to go for either Victorian horror through Call of Cthulhu or modern day horror through any of the dozens of games that do modern day horror, any of the, Delta Green type horror games, or the X-Files or whatever, or Wretched Conspiracy or Wretched Darkness. That market's already there. And it's a very niche market. The Vampire the Masquerade market, the Urban Arcana market is small. Now, Critical Role went after the Call of Cthulhu, but with magic / Vaesen / Carnival Row / Penny Dreadful market, which is a niche within a niche. And since their target audience are D&D fans and critters, that was even more niche. Now, in my opinion, they backed the wrong horse. And I said this from the beginning, and the numbers don't lie. The most recent episode of Candela Obscura was premiered on YouTube 6 days ago. This is episode 1 of the 3rd season. It really doesn't say a lot that they've tried this 3 times with 3 different DMs and 3 different groups of players, and they've all failed. Raked in 6 days ago, 106K views. I mean, for Critical Role, that's good. For anybody else, that's like, I wish I had 006. The last actual episode of Critical Role, almost 300K views. And the last thing that was posted 4 days ago, which was 4-Sided Dive, which is where they basically sit around and discuss what happened in the last episode of Critical Role. This went up 4 days ago, and it had almost 250K views. So more people were willing to spend 2 hours watching Critical Role players talk about the Critical Role episode that happened 7 days ago than they were to spend 2 hours watching a bunch of people play Victorian horror, but not really Victorian horror, because it's really safe Victorian horror, because it goes through a lot of energy informing you how safe this game is. So has Critical Role's Candela Obscura already faded into obscurity? Did they back the wrong horse, considering how many other games they have coming out this year with the card game? Plus, hey, Kill the Last Gasp, plus getting their hands on the official license for Zelda, and they didn't do anything with that. Plus getting their hands on the official license for Mortal Kombat, and they didn't run with that. Plus Daggerheart. Instead, they backed a very niche within a niche within a niche game, and it looks like it failed. And oh my God, have they backed their horse behind Candela Obscura? And the reviews are not positive. They're so negative that Undestructible Boy was saying, hey, don't come after me. This is, I'm just trying to be honest here. This reads like a game that kind of hates itself. And it is apparently not a well-written game, and it's not a lot of original stuff in there when there are better urban Victorian horror games out there. There are better takes of, Carnival Row, Penny Dreadful out there, like Vossen, or Call of Cthulhu, or Beyond the Supernatural, or Chill, or any one of other 100 games that are try and do that genre better. But hey, look at all the free press Blades in the Dark and Powered by the Apocalypse they're getting. Now, I think they should have either backed Illuminated Worlds and said, hey, we're making this, generic, universal, open source, multiverse, rifts, do what you want type system. First, we're going to show you one campaign setting, Candela Obscura. Next, we're going to show you a second campaign setting and make it like a modern day, or cyberpunk, or something. And then next, the third one, we're going to show you a third example setting. And it could either have been futuristic, Illuminated Worlds space, or it could have been Illuminated Worlds fantasy. If I was them, I would have ended with fantasy, right? Because that's their target market. So you want those holiday purchases to be linked to the people's most recent memory, and the most recent memory was you using the Illuminated Worlds engine to run fantasy, and that's what we associate with Critical Role. So yes, I'm going to buy it, Illuminated Worlds, now, because I associate it with Critical Role, which I associate with the fantasy. So in my limited, hey, it's a fantasy game from Critical Role. If you weren't going to back Daggerheart, you should have backed Illuminated Worlds. The very first one, the first 4 episodes, Candela Obscura. Here's Victorian horror. Second 4 episodes, here's modern day. Third set of episodes, you either do space or you did fantasy, and you end it on the new year so that you start 2024 pushing the fuck out of Daggerheart. Or realistically, you should have just started with Daggerheart. Let's play test Daggerheart. Understand, these are live play tests of the system, and the system is going to grow and change as you watch us play it. And just push the fuck out of Daggerheart, because that is going to be your meal ticket for 2024. But now it just looks like, as I say here, it's kind of already failed into obscurity. And it feels like not only are they spreading themselves too thin, they backed the wrong horse. And the reviews are not kind, and a lot of people are harping on the multiple pages of self-hating safety tools. And the sort of, the implied don't play this game mentality that seems to be in here, which is not good. if you're telling me, very specifically, play this way or don't play my game, well, then people are either going to go, well, then I'm not going to play your game, or they're going to go, yeah, I'm going to play your game exactly where I want because you can't tell me what to do. I'm my own man. You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to play Candela Obscura dangerous. They're going to die in the first 5 seconds. You don't tell me what to do, Critical Role. And you can't have safe, happy, nobody really gets hurt, nothing bad happens, horror, okay? It just doesn't work. And if you're going to emulate Call of Cthulhu, Pity Dreadful, there has to be that sense of dread. There has to be that sense of madness. There has to be that sense of things are going to go bad really quick because this is, urban arcana, Victorian urban arcana. Bad things happen quickly, badly, horribly, and then how do we overcome them? So I have a feeling we haven't heard the last of this story, but if I was Darrington Press, I would take this time to do a serious reflection of where they're spending their energy, because it's painfully obvious they are spreading themselves too thin. We've got two different Amazon TV shows, plus a movie, plus they just announced they're working on a video game, plus we've got Critical Role running, plus we've got Myths, another failure, plus they've got Candela Obscura, which I think they should stop, plus Daggerheart is now being play tested and run at conventions. That's a lot of stuff that these guys are doing. So yeah, I think I would take the Christmas break to reevaluate what you want to focus your energy on. At this point, you either need to start pushing the fuck out of Daggerheart or abandon it and just re-sign your contract with Fifth. Because if you don't have that Daggerheart positive energy going into 2024, but by the time 2024 D&D comes out, you lost. I mean, I don't know what you could do to get people to back your horse since you've waited so long. So that would be my advice. Dump Candela Obscura, focus on Illuminated Worlds in 2024, and focus on Daggerheart in 2024, in addition to, of course, Campaign 3 coming to an end and all the other stuff you're doing. But you're spreading yourself too thin, and you need to refocus on what it is. And if you're going to do a role-playing game, you need to either focus all your energy on the role-playing game that people are going to most associate with you, which is Daggerheart, or you just need to dump Daggerheart and say, well, Illuminated Worlds is already out there. I guess we'll focus on Illuminated Worlds. But I think if the reviews are any reflection and the sales are any reflection, the audience isn't there, and it never was. And I'm sure this is going to get me in a lot of trouble. So please don't threaten me. I'm just reporting the news. I'm just a man with a story. Now, if you want to get a game about Wretched Darkness for 90% less than what this costs, you could use the link down below to go to Lulu to pick up the entire Wretched universe, marked down 15%. That includes Wretched's Conspiracy, Wretched Darkness, and Belle Epoque, which are all games that embrace the same mentality as Candela Obscura for a lot less and a lot better written. Or you could just download your copies of Wretched Vigilantes by yours truly and pick those up, because what a great Christmas present for you and what a great Christmas present for me. Anyways, use the links down below. Am I wrong about Candela Obscura? Please let me know. Do you agree with all the negative remarks, or do you disagree? Do you think, and what do we think about Indestructible Boy basically saying, please don't kill me for saying bad things about this? That seems to be a little extreme, but he could have been tongue-in-cheek too. I've got to watch his thing again to see. Anyways, yeah, that's it. That's news. It's not a surprise. This news is not a surprise to me. I pretty much called it at the beginning when this was first announced, when I said, don't back this game, guys. We need to see Daggerheart. And they backed it. They backed it into a wall. And now it feels like they backed the wrong horse. Anyways, please like, please share, please subscribe. Please have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Stay safe out there and get off my land, you